On progress under the social economic development pillar, my administration recognizes the centrality of the health sector in economic development and realization of fundamental human rights. An intergovernmental participatory agreement was signed, clarifying the roles of the national government and county governments in health service delivery. We have invested already some $40 million in 4 of our pilot counties, focusing on community and primary healthcare services, strengthened our health systems, including basic and specialized medical services. Additionally, advisory panels were constituted, providing expert opinion that informs plans for the rollout of our universal healthcare program, and we strengthened supply of medical and health commodities and utilization of the health services. On deepening public service rationalization for national and county governments, we implemented the capacity assessment and rationalization of public service, reviewed career guidelines for agencies, undertook organization reviews for public service institutions, reviewed the civil service grading structure, and developed a succession management strategy. On the quest for increased productivity, we note that we have increased and sustained investment in roads, energy, water, and water infrastructure, key to facilitating social economic development in our country. With regard to the economic governance and management, Kenya's macroeconomic performance remained broadly vibrant during the reported period. Real gross domestic product expanded by 5.4% in 2019, compared to 6.3% in 2018 and 4.9% in 2017. Unfortunately, growth fell in 2020 to 0.6%, reflecting the adverse impact of COVID-19 pandemic. However, gains between 2017 and 2019 and the projected economic rebound in 2021 testify to the progress made towards good economic governance and management. To support small and medium enterprises and inculcate an entrepreneurial culture and enhance skills development, my administration promoted industrial incubation training trained SMEs, linking them with markets and providing startup grants to our youth. The Industrial Cluster Program built industrial warehouses, established common manufacturing facilities, and enabled access to markets for various SME products. To address unemployment, my administration focused on promoting labor-absorbing sectors such as agriculture and the service sectors, and our labor productivity grew, an outcome attributed to increased investment in capital, technological progress, and human capital development. On the democracy and political governance pillar, let me start by saying our Constitution under Article 201A requires strengthening of our framework for civic education and public participation. Consequently, my administration has developed a civic education guidelines and a national civic education framework, in addition to providing technical support to establish civic education units. We have initiated the Building Bridges Initiative, culminating in the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2020, and this bill seeks to comprehensively address our perennial challenges, particularly those arising from political transitions, negative ethnicity, lack of inclusion, inequitable development, and our fight against corruption. To strengthen regional peace and security, we have continued to support the United Nations Security Council and the African Union's peace and security organs to enhance peacekeeping, counter terrorism, violent extremism, and to address the nexus between climate change and security. Our interventions include consistent support for the revitalized peace agreement in South Sudan and the Somali transition stabilization efforts. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Promoting a cohesive Kenyan society is a cardinal focus of my administration, and in furtherance to this, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission has forged strategic partnerships to manage things like hate speech. These partnerships have been instrumental in curbing political and ethnic intolerance that shrouded electioneering in previous years. Moreover, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights continues to process complaints on alleged human rights violations and forwards reports to relevant institutions for action. It established an early warning response system during our 2017 election that deployed peace and cohesion monitors and social media monitors across Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, on strengthening autonomy and capacity of key governance institutions, my administration, through the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, reorientated our systems to mitigate against corruption through measures such as focused investigations, asset recovery, and prevention of graft. Increased citizen responsiveness is core to our strategy of strengthening integrity. In addition, my administration established a multi-agency task team in June of 2018, whose main objective is to enhance investigation and prosecution of mega-corruption and economic crimes. Reporting directly to my office and chaired by the Attorney General, this is part of a wider initiative creating cost-effective cooperation, collaboration, and coordination of law enforcement agencies. The APRM governance principle requires us to be accountable to ourselves, to each other as member states, and also to our respective citizens. And it is for this reason that I wish to highlight the progress that Kenya has made in implementing commitments made during the peer review session of January 2017. In 2017, Kenya became the first country to voluntarily submit herself to a second country review, which yielded the second country review report. We chose a second comprehensive review for two particular reasons. First, the second review was coming about 10 years after the base review. This meant that much had occurred in the intervening period, warranting a comprehensive assessment. Second, Excellencies, we had a new constitution, the Constitution of Kenya 2010, that shifted our governance architecture, resulting in, amongst other things, a two-tiered devolved system of governance that sought to respond to the challenges cited in our 2006 APRM base review. This is the background, Excellencies, against which I present highlights of our achievements covering the 4 APRM thematic pillars. These are, number 1, democracy and political governance; secondly, corporate governance; thirdly, social economic development; and fourth, the economic governance and management pillar. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Kenya is in the middle of the national governance reporting process, having been selected to pilot this crucial initiative that hopefully will replace annual progress reporting based on our 17-year interaction with the APRM process. The practicality of annual progress reporting has been quite daunting for all of us, and we therefore welcome the proposed biannual national governance reporting. Your Excellency Chairperson, I confirm my administration's readiness to host the APRM targeted review mission that will assess governance of our Big Four agenda. We propose that it should also cover cross-cutting governance issues that are critical and which can provide useful lessons for the entire APRM fraternity. In closing, once again, Chairperson, I confirm my administration's commitment to the APRM system and reaffirm Kenya's commitment to meeting or hopefully exceeding the goals that we set ourselves and for which we are accountable to you and all our other peers. To address national security concerns, we have restructured and reorganized the National Government Coordination Framework and created more administrative units and strengthened police reforms, including reorganization of the National Police Service, and established a National Crime Research Center. To institutionalize good governance and capacity building for county governments, the Kenya Devolution Support Program was established. This intergovernmental forum seeks to foster transparency and accountability, as well as enhancing human resource management at the county level. On developing policies and strategies for increased participation of women and marginalized vulnerable groups, my administration continues to implement and publicize affirmative action programs empowering youth, women, and people with disabilities. We increased their access to funds, established gender recovery centers for gender-based violence survivors, and mainstreamed gender-based budgeting. On corporate governance, we have made progress in the corporate governance pillar, and it is notable that we have enacted national standards and regulations for businesses under the County Governments Act. We strengthened the financial sector to ensure investors are supported with affordable credit and other financial services. And to enhance ease of doing business, my administration has introduced a new Companies Act, including a new insolvency and business registration service laws, in addition to the Huduma Kenya Secretariat rolling out credit reference bureau services in selected centers across the country. The government continues to enforce existing laws relating to environment, employment, and labor. These measures have served to enhance harmony in the labor sector, and further, we have launched an interactive web-based Kenya labor market information system linking job seekers to potential employers.